So let's start case law related update. So for last week, we are going to discuss only two case pronouncement, legal pronouncement. We discussed pronouncement that are useful to the taxpayer. So from that pronouncement, certain way forward can be taken. So we are going to discuss only two pronouncement, and both are the High Court decision. So first High Court decision is Madras High Court decision, or Madras High Court observed in case of the cancellation of the registration. So friends, nowadays in many scenario, even on account of pandemic, we had seen the authorities are cancelling the registration on account of various reasons. So this case is of Pratiksha Bharat Gas. If you refer that case, the cancellation of registration has proceeded only on account of the outstanding interest for the tax paid. So they had paid the tax fully, only there the tax has paid belately, so interest has not paid on that taxes because 3B, let's say 3B has filed delayedly, and the wrongful claim of the ITC. So Madras High Court has held that the cancellation of registration in this case is incorrect and improper. So why it is incorrect and improper? So key observation of this case or the Honorable Madras High Courts are: first, the assessment would have required to be made as provided in the law. So Section 73 has gives an assessment, and that assessment and the any of the questions like the required to be decided, like whether there is an interest pending or wrongful availment of the ITC is required to be decided as per that process, and that process as given in the for the assessment has given under the act and required to be followed. Second, the assessee has a monthly return as well as an annual return as a last date for the furnishing or the correcting all the errors, the payment of the taxes if any pending. So that opportunity has to be given before the cancellation of the registration. So cancellation of the registration definitely improper and incorrect. So friends, we had also seen many of the such scenario wherein cancellation has proceeded even after filing of the return. So one of client has approached us wherein cancellation has proceeded. So you even cancellation of, has proceeded even after filing of the return. So there is an online return, authorities get that return. So even for the last 2-3 months, they are having a nil return on account of the pandemic scenario, or many of the financial crunches in the company, and because of that for 2-3 months nil return are very minimum liability, and they had filed the return only for delayedly, and before that the suspension for cancellation of the registration has get generated, and for that revocation has filed by that taxpayer only the 2-3 days delayedly, but that delay had also not considered by the authorities, and they had issued the order without considering the delay of the 2-3 days for the revocation, and now there is no other option to go for the appeal. So we are so when the client has approached us, we had seen that the order has already been issued and we have to file appeal only. So, see the pre GST era. So if you compare the pre GST era, in the service tax or VAT, etc., appeal was required to be filed in the rarest to rarest case. But now, in the case of the cancellation also, we have to file appeal, even we know that there is a pandemic scenario, and there could be the 2-3 days for the giving the reply for the revocation, etc. The authorities, without in thinking about the any of the this scenario, issuing the notices, giving the order, and even though you may aware that for the purpose of revocation, the extension has been granted by the as a relief during the pandemic scenario, but authorities has not considered that also. So definitely this is against the article 19(1)(g) of the Constitution of India. So it stops the taxpayer or the businesses to do the business. So definitely there is a power, or from the January 2021, as far as cancellation of the registration considered, that can be proceeded even there is a 2-month delay of the filing of the GSTR, or 2 months GSTR 3B is pending. But while proceeding the cancellation, at least the certain SOP should be there. So we are not saying that that such a provision should not be there. There could be the provision, but that provision has introduced with an intention to reduce the fake invoicing, etc., or with an intention to track the taxpayer. That intention should be keep in mind. If that provision is going to be used for the genuine taxpayer, for the large taxpayer, for the taxpayer who are regular in the filing of the last 3-4 years for all the returns, and only because of 2 months or 3 months delayed on account of financial crunch, on account of this pandemic scenario, the cancellation of the registration should not be there. This could be against the constitution, against the article 19(1)(g). So definitely every taxpayer can't go to the High Court for the purpose of getting the rights, or for the purpose of getting the rights, valid rights, whatever available under the law. But we should pray that the whatever the provisions under the law should be used with an intent why that provisions had given under the law. So we are not against the provision, but we are against the implementation of that provision for the genuine taxpayer. So this is about the cancellation of the registration, and definitely many of our friends will be agreed with the view we had shared, or many has also suffered from that cancellation of the registration. So if you are also one of the taxpayer who had suffered on account of the cancellation of the registration, do comment or do share with us so that we will at least try to represent this issue more and more. Second, with respect to refund application. So again, this pronouncement we are going to discuss because of there is certain key or the certain way forward to the taxpayer. So friend, as far as refund application is concerned, we have found that the many of the taxpayers are not claiming the refunds which are available under the GST law, under the foreign trade policies, under the export benefit available, under the various like RODTEP benefit, etc., not claiming by the exporter. So whenever there is an export of the product or the services, the intention of the government is always that product should be the zero rated, or that product or the local taxes should not be levied that on that product, so that whenever that goes to the global market, that should be compatible. So various benefits are given, but many exporters are not claiming that benefit. So friends, recently, in the case of the Honorable Madras High Court has observed that the refund cannot be denied. So even we had found that the refund has rejected. So getting refund, definitely it's difficult from the authorities or at the jurisdiction level. Sometimes refund get rejected, but because of that, it is not that you don't claim your rights. So exporters should have think that the claiming of the refund. So refund cannot be denied if the two different benefits are claimed. So in this case, the duty drawback as well as the ITC in case of the export has been claimed. So that's why it's rejected the refund, because on the basis that the refund or two different benefits should not be claimed as per the circular 37/18. But Honorable High Court has held that the circular 37/18 is contrary to the statutory provision of the section 54(3) of the CGST Act. So section 54(3) is about the refund, and Honorable High Court held that it's completely contrary, that circular issued is completely contrary to that section 54(3), and refund is validly available. So friends, as a way forward, we suggest that the revisit your revisit what export benefits you are claiming, or the company is claiming, what product you are exporting, what benefits are available, what benefits under GST law available, what benefits under export policies, the FTP, foreign trade policies are available, and what benefits are not claiming. Please claim that benefits. So revisiting of the export benefits is essential. Even we had seen many cases wherein when we had checked or we had did internal review, we had seen that the MEIS benefits had not claimed RODTEP. Whenever you intend to claim the RODTEP benefits, you have to apply or applying to the shipping bill. So while filing of the shipping bill, you have to fill certain parameters so that that benefit claim can be claimed. So because of small mistakes, that exporter are missing the benefits. So please revisit, please have an internal check on the export benefits, what export benefits can be claimed. So thank you.